Hey folks, we are back. We are continuing on with our adventures here in Hallowfall, and we are about to continue on with our main quest line as we enter Light's Redoubt, I believe is the name of, yes, Light's Redoubt is the name of this location. And, hey, look at that, gotta stop in mind. Always gotta stop in mind. And before we move on with our main quest, there is a side quest where we have to just speak with Faerin directly. She is around here somewhere, and we have to gotta speak with her because she's just kind of chilling out by herself down here. So she's just there. Maybe we should talk to her first. Okay, well that's exactly what I'll do.
I will see you through the shadow.
And Faerin looks into the darkness with glazed over eyes, and you can say one of three things. Either your friend sent us to see how you're doing, or are you alright, or just clear your throat and say nothing. You know what? I'm going to clear my throat and say nothing. Just go, ahem.
Don't give in to fear.
Oh, did something happen? Oh, I was just paying my respects. You lost someone here. It's okay if you want to talk about it. We're here. Faerin sighs and shakes her head. Andari, my dearest friend, I never had time to say goodbye. But no, I should get back to Mereldar. I can't wallow here. Let's go.
I will always try.
Chews his lip, lost in thoughts.
Will I be forgiven?
And Anduin has a quest for us now, called Lost Pieces. And he says, there was a time when I would have known what words to say to help her, but now they are as lost to me as everything else. He sighs. There must be something we can do. Our old lamplighter companion, this Andari, would have had one of those tinder boxes, right? They seem important for funeral rites. I'll accompany Faerin back to Mereldar and meet you there. And if you think there's hope of finding Andari's lost belongings, you could try to look. So we're going to collect 8 lost personal effects from the enemies of the Harrowing Deeps. Okay.
I hear a radiant song.
Who sent you after me? Steel Strike? Chiron? I swear. No, I'm not ratting anyone out. But there are people worried about you. They care. Travel to the Light's Redoubt. And, oh, this is where we were before. Okay. Alright, you know what? I'm going to continue on with the main quest line to see if they're going to send me in the same area that this side quest sends me to. So let's go ahead and head to the area down here. Okay.
Livia's patience is overrun. We must buy the villagers time before the reckoning can launch.
Hey, that's Chiron that is here. Okay, so we're a little off in timeline here. I got a feeling what we had earlier, that quest that we just picked up and turned in, is supposedly something that was supposed to happen prior to or after coming here. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it kind of muddies things up when you do it like that, guys. Whoever puts these quests together, remember, it's everybody's got a different path that they take when they do these side quests, you know. So if you're going to do side quests right next to the main quest areas, try and keep the characters separate because it just looks weird and you don't understand where you're at in the timeline. Okay, so we speak with Steel Strike. We have to stop this here, Belthalion. Flames, we cannot survive if this is not stopped. At least here we can use the power of our airships. The Reckoning's guns will turn this tide. We just need the time to get it ready. And
the day of
final
darkness changed everything.
Flames, they tunneled up through the lake bed. Livia's patience has already fallen.
We must rely on outsiders to save the Arathi.
And we have 2 new quests here. One is called The Trapdoor Sprung, and this is the one given to us by Steel Strike. And she says, we need time to get the reckoning ready. Take your friends and hold back the Nerubians for as long as you can. They deserve nothing but death for what they have done to our people. So kill 15 Nerubians in Livia's patience.
Caution is warranted.
That is further south here, it looks like. Alright, so the belongings are north of here, and that's south here. Okay.
We cannot hide from evil.
Okay, running on reserves.
Strong, my friend.
We have to try to save any of our people left alive in Livia's patience. And this is from Faerin. Every Arathi is or was a member of the military. If you can help them, they'll be able to help themselves. Assist 5 Arathi reserves.
Despite everything,
Stalwarts, we are the wall today. Together we will stand against the darkness.
we need to evacuate the villages before the Reckoning's bombardment.
Oh, Faerin has a Mothma mount on this one. That's kind of neat. Alright, so first and foremost, you know what? Let's go ahead and knock out the belongings quest down here, because I've got a sneaky suspicion that these are indeed going to be completely separate areas. So let's go ahead and do this first. And do we kill these? Yes, we kill these guys to get the lost belongings. Okay. A game piece, apparently. And a broken trinket. And a dagger and another game piece. Oh, we got 3 of these we can do it all at once here. That's nice. Nice. Easy as pie. Fantastic. And one more.
It's too far away.
There we go. Okay, you know what? I am going to fly back to Mereldar real quick. I'm going to try and just knock this one out, just in case this ends up turning into a whole new quest line, in which case we will take care of that quest line first, and then the next video will be our main quest line. First things first, we might. Yeah, I got that fast riding skill going on right there. Alright. Find Faerin and Anduin in Mereldar. Where are you guys? I know you're around here somewhere. You're close by. Alright, you're in this building right here.
When shadow falls, lamplighters rise.
There's no time to mourn, not when there's fighting to be done. If you have time to mourn, you have time to trade. Alright.
If
Yes.
you are lost in darkness,
You found their things, all in the darkness. Thank you. And this is
flame into the unknown.
Andari must have been painting this figurine for me. It's for a game many Arathi here play, Light's Gambit. When we lost pieces, and Andari and I started to make our own. It's a board game. But how do you play? I've enjoyed a few myself. Her eyes brighten in excitement as she gets to teach the game.
My faith kindles my hope.
Light's Gambit is an old and honored game. It's okay, crowdsourcing. It's a brand new quest here that we'll be doing from Faerin. There's a reason so many Arathi play it. It can teach you a lot about strategy, and it can tell you a lot about your opponents. And Faerin suddenly deflates. But we're still missing a few pieces that we need in order to play. Sometimes folks around Mereldar lend us pieces for a game. Could you ask around? Collect 4 game pieces from the Arathi in Mereldar. Alright, let's go ask for some game pieces. Sure, why not? We should wait for Palpallion to get back to explain the rules. Right. We can go set up the table and get some drinks. We'll meet us at the game table upstairs when you're done. Okay. So now we're going to go get some game pieces here. Speak with Kira.
Kindness.
And she's just cooking up here and onions and garlic. Hey, I like her already. Bear wants to know if you've got a Light's Gambit game piece to spare.
Find joy.
Oh, of course. Here's a piece, though Beria may have chewed it a bit. Don't let Faerin beat you. I'm assuming that's the... Oh, hello. What do we got here? 500 dishes using cave fish and mushrooms. And it's a book. It's another book to read. But, oh, this is some fun stuff right here. Okay. Undersea cookies, quote unquote. Cavefish fillets, giant mushrooms, cabbage, fresh herbs, minced flour, eggs, cinderbee honey. Okay, this is just a book of recipes, it looks like. Instructions and alright, well, this is nothing particular to the story. This is just a cookbook with a fun recipe in it. But there is something at the end. It says, a note in a shaky hand accompanies the recipe. Ashes, I misprocessed sugar. I miss it so much. If the Order of Night showed up with a beignet, I'd give myself to this harbinger, body and soul. Well, some people do love those beignets. I did live in New Orleans for a little while. Just give me that sweet, sweet pastry. That's fun. That's kind of cute right there. Alright, so if anybody has the inclination to look up that book in the communal kitchen here in Mereldar, you can get the book of 500 dishes using cave fish and mushrooms. There's a recipe for cave fish and mushroom cookies. Doesn't sound too appetizing to me. But hey, you know, these folks that are stuck underground, they do with what they got. They deal with what they have, I should say. Okay, and moving on, Maria Lenglow.
The Emperor rewards the faithful.
May the flame warm your path. Fair wants to know if you have a Light's Gambit
Obey
piece.
the testament of Mereldar.
Here's one. Are you going to play a game with Fair and let her know I'm ready for a rematch whenever she is? Alright, so we spoke with this guy earlier. He was the lore master. We spoke with him for the first time a few videos ago, and I believe that we needed to come across something that would answer his question somewhere out in the world. So, ask your question. Alright. Our ancestors used to think of cosmos in an antiquated way. Why is that? Oh, yes! I actually have the answer to this now. That is because we read that long book that was with the lone mage. So that was the purpose of. I thought here I thought some Yahoo in the writer's room was just writing something insanely long and complicated for the sake of writing something long and complicated. But it turns out it's an answer to his question. That the cosmos consisted of monopole elemental phase spaces. Yes, I remember reading that to you guys as I was reciting that book. Correct! Obviously, now we know the vast majority of dimensional spaces consist of multiple energy types. Don't ask me the logic proofs for it. Are you ready for the next question? Sure thing, go for it. What are the cornerstones of training in Imperial Links? And this is another book that we read aloud. I remember this book, and the answer to this is patience and respect. Well done. Yes, there are many things that you can that go into training in Imperial Links, but first and foremost, the Lynx chooses you, not the other way around. You need to treat them with as much respect as you would by any soldier by your side. Next question. Sure, bring it on. What should you do when Mereldar shifts? Same thing as normal. Kill anything that looks at me funny. Or hunker in place, or can I get it? Well, the correct answer is get inside, to the best of my knowledge. I don't think it's either one of these. I don't think it's supposed to be either one of these. Kill anything that looks at me funny is just the silly answer. I'm going to guess hunker in place. No, incorrect. Okay, well, apparently there's another book that we need to read somewhere. And when we find that book, wherever it is, we will have the answer to that question.
Defense.
Alright, so be it. Alright. Anyway, moving on. Slight distraction there. But, you know, for those of you that are following along with these little tidbits, now you know. And is there a random piece to get from somebody here, or no? Just gonna go upstairs. Pardon me, fellow player. Keth Weren't. Hey, it's Eliza, and it's Eliza, who we helped earlier, and she's still hanging on to Mom's helmet. That's cute. Alright, and Keth turns from his game and mimics striking with an invisible weapon, and then, bam! Stormbreaker crushes you with a swing of my mighty axe, or his mighty axe. Take that, monster. You got a game piece? Aw, but Garrigon the Great was about to have his final battle with the Shadow Lord. What's up? They're actually playing that game right now. Oh, you think Larry might want to play with us? Well, use Larry's doll. Alright. Alright. Look at that. We're taking stuff from the orphans now. This is what we've been reduced to. Alright, and our final game piece is going to be located down this way. And it's this guy right here. Kargan Fairleton.
You are right to be afraid.
Interested in some tones? Do you have a Gambit? Games? Here's a piece I made to go with some custom ability rules I'm working on. Let Faerin know the new abilities are almost done, will you? I'd love to have her test them out. All right, so the folks here in Mereldar are very familiar with Light's Gambit, and every single one of them want to play with Faerin. I guess she's the gal to beat for this game. All right, come on back. Alright, they are upstairs now. Nope, one more floor. They're on the top floor, okay. Oh, firecrackers! Did I forget to explain base powers? Well, if you collect enough, Pathelian, sorry, I think we got a little ahead of ourselves. Faerin's already explained the rules, well, most of them anyway. Well, you're just in time for the best part, the combat. Come join us. Okay, so do we have a mini game here, perhaps?
Light in the darkness.
Let me sit down with you guys. We might have gotten a bit ahead of ourselves.
There is fire.
Okay, her next quest is Light's Gambit. Alright, so it's the game. It's fine, we can catch you up on the rest of the rules later. Resolving combat is the most fun anyway. You and Anduin can team up against me. Perhaps with the both of you together, you'll stand a chance. And she'll laugh. Cocky, are you? Alright, she's probably really good at this game then. And there's, we got an upgrade. We'll get an upgraded ring for our trouble here. So, grab the castle piece to start a game of Light's Gambit.
Despite everything, the Arathi find joy.
Alright, sit down and join us when you're ready to play. It's a good game so far, Pathelian. I think you'll like it. Well, okay, let's go ahead and play this game. Let's see what it's all about.
Your team against my 1 unit. Easy. You win by getting my units health to 0. I win by getting each of your units' health to 0. Look carefully at each of your units' abilities. Don't worry, I won't start until you make your first move. Your castle has a powerful ranged attack, but it can't move. The other two can move, and have both ranged and melee abilities. Try using an ability.
Okay, so we have... Okay, so we're on the castle right now. Or the knight, which can move, or have divine explosion, or a holy assault, or just switch control to another game piece. Alright, and there's the cleric, who... Okay, so the cleric heals and smites, but this is our healing piece right here. Alright, so let's do the knight, and let's move the knight for starters. And we can move him to... Alright, you know what? Let's go ahead and move him in front of the castle.
Each unit can only do one ability. Then it has to recharge. While it's recharging, switch to another unit. Move your pieces around the board to avoid my attacks and deal your own. The first player to wipe out the other side's team wins.
Ah, okay.
Let's do this.
Alright, so... Peace, alright. Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Oh, I'm going to have to move closer. Gotta move closer. Okay. And I'm going to move you a little closer. And I'm going to attack you again. And we will wholly assault you. And we will heal. And smite. Hey, I won! Firecrackers, you got me. That was a good game. You'll be Mereldar's new champions before you know it. Thank you for this. I'm having fun. And Dari would have loved playing with you too. We're still here for you if you want to talk about it. I think I'd like that. Okay, so we have we've got ourselves we've got a fun little side game to play now. Okay, I can't remember the last time I did something as simple as playing a game. And... let's see, what can we say here? You know what? There's a thing for Wrathion there. Wrathion has done so much since returning to the Dragon Isles. Have you had any contact? Oh yes, we'll bring up Wrathion, because Wrathion asked about Anduin while you were away, buddy.
Who is calling for help?
He's tried. I've been dodging Black Talons almost as much as SI-7. I know he just wants to help like the others. Wrathion had his greatest wish before him in the Dragon Isles, to reunite him with his wife. The last thing I would want to be is to distract him from that purpose. Wait a moment, you're friends with a dragon? A dragon? You're just casually friends with a legendary beast known to scour lands and grant wishes? And Anduin blinks and laughs. I don't think Wrathion would be keen on either of those things. He's self-centered and boastful and a good friend. I should not have neglected for so long. We often played a game together, much like this. I think this one is even more suited to his tastes. He'd like it. Well then, when you go to apologize, you'll have to introduce me. I'm not sure Stormwind would survive the chaos caused by the two of you in one room. Yes, I do remember the board game that Anduin and Wrathion played while we were doing the raid quest in Pandaria.
Help, if I can.
Alright. You seem to like board games, Anduin.
We have lost so many.
He says my father would play with me sometimes. We go to the war room and he'd let me play with the figures. We made up all sorts of games together, and none of them made much sense, but we had fun. He sounds like a wonderful father. He smiles with me. It was complicated. He did his best. I've spent so long trying to be like him. He was the great warrior king that leads to be the great warrior king that leads the charge. The hero everyone wants me to be. Some hero I am. Couldn't save anyone, much less myself. Okay.
We owe our service to those in need.
All right.
If you are lost in darkness, we are here to help.
And we have one more. Can't remember the last time I did so. The tides can turn at any time, like how you could decimate Faerin's army right now if you could use your healer to revive the cavalry next to her knight.
I hear a radiant song.
Hey, don't help him. And here I was trying to figure out how to get my footman toward you without losing him. Leaving your knight out in the open, Faerin, risky. You kept ignoring your healer. How was I supposed to risk taking advantage of that?
Am I needed?
That game would have been lost without the healer.
I've lost so many.
A lamplighter brings hope.
But Thalion's right, things can change if you make the move to change them. So what's your move, Anduin? Double meaning to this conversation, obviously. Anduin looks between the two of you for a long moment, but smiles slightly. I'm here, aren't I? Perhaps the move has already been made, but I will think more on the next one.
Don't give in to fear.
Alright, and we'll chat with Faerin for a little bit now. Do you have family in Hollowfall? I don't believe she does. Pretty sure she arrived an orphan, if memory serves. Yes, my family is... my family is still in the Empire. I stowed away on the expedition because I, too, heard Mereldar call. Left home so young, your parents must be worried sick. If my parents had their way, I'd be locked in a library drafting documents for economics. I chose this life. My parents never saw me as anything other than a disappointment. I used to think my father was just as disappointed in me. By the end, I like to think we finally started to understand each other. I hope you get the same chance with your family. And she slightly smiles. That would require me ever going back. Yes, so... Mend your paths with your family, Faerin.
When shadow falls, lamplighters rise.
What was Andari's favorite figurine?
A beacon in the dark.
That one, painted in red. It was the first I tried to paint. It was difficult, given you only got one arm. Given I lost my arm and eye when our ships arrived in Hollowfall, all I remember is a flash of light. Then I was under something, screaming. When I came back to, my arm and eye were gone. I was so unbalanced, I had to learn to walk again as a child. Steel Strike had been the one to dig me out. She said my choice to stow away meant I was a soldier, not a child. So, there's a long-standing relationship there. When Faerin first arrived in Hollowfall all those years ago, it was Steel Strike that rescued her.
My faith kindles my hope.
Alright. Do you regret stowing away?
Be strong, my friend.
I don't regret anything. I wanted to live up to Steel Strike's expectations. I refused to be any less than the rest of the army. I trained endlessly. Andari convinced me to play Light's Gambit to learn strategy. By the time I realized they were actually getting me to rest, I was hooked. When we lost pieces, I wanted to make new ones. Because of my missing arm, I had to figure out new ways to fight, to eat, dress myself even. And yet crafting this tiny game piece with one arm was my greatest challenge yet. Because of Andari, I rose to it, but not with grim determination, but joy. Andari healed me, not my wounds, not my missing limbs, and not with magic, but something inside, and now they're gone. She chokes on a sob. Yes, I lost love.
See you through the shadow.
Alright, so pat her on the shoulder, say nothing, or just say I'm sorry. I'll give her a pat on the
In
shoulder.
my heart, there is fire.
She wipes the tears. Thank you. Thank you both for listening. I fought so hard to be seen as strong, to earn my place, to love my people, but it's hard to let the walls down. You have to let the walls down eventually before they all come crumbling down around you. You don't have to do it alone. Be kinder to yourself. She smiles through her tears. Care to take your own advice? I think it was you who said something like that to me. Perhaps we both need to learn to take our own advice.
We are a light in the darkness.
Alright. Let's see. This one we haven't done yet. Tell me more about the Arathi Empire.
Don't give in to fear.
Vast, powerful, bathed in light, the Empire is a force to be reckoned with. Sounds like a visit would be an interesting journey. To be honest, I'm not sure how kindly the mainland would take to the variety of peoples you all keep company with. We in Hallerfall, no beggars, can't be choosers. We need all the help we can get, and you have proven to be fine folk, but the Empire is not so open-minded or desperate. Do you miss home? I really truly thought I would, but I've become the person I am under Merelddar's light. This is, this is my home now, and were I to leave, I would much sooner travel the lands you all hail from. This Stormwind you speak of, if you don't take me someday, I'll go stomping around up there myself. And Anduin chuckled a little to himself there.
We cannot hide from evil.
Okay, so we've asked her all the questions.
Beacon in the dark.
And we've asked him all the questions as well. I didn't ask him about Stormwind, though. Okay, we'll do Stormwind real quick. That'll be the last thing. Oh, of course I miss home. A new human king. What's it like? Grand, beautiful, filled with so many different types of people. I miss the fresh bread of the Gilded Rose, magical accidents of the Mage District, the festivals, the people. Then why don't you go back? Anduin sighs. I can't, not yet. Who would want to see what their king has become now? Soon, one step at a time. So he wishes to go back, he's just not quite ready yet. He's got to take the plunge.
I will always try.
Alright, I think it's time we get going.
Who is calling for help?
I should be getting back to my post. Thank you both for this. I think I needed that too. Alright.
What can I do?
I hope you found that relaxing too, Belthelian. I didn't realize how much we all needed a break.
Will I be forgiven?
And there's rest at last. Only 3 more side quests to do. You two had better make time to come and play with me again. Next time we can play the game I learned in Pandaria. Faerin, I think you find its approach to victory as interesting as Rathian did. I have no idea what that means, but I'm excited to find out. Well, okay, you know what? That took a little bit of time to get through all of that, because that was quite a bit of backstory and a little bit of progression in the character development of both Faerin and Anduin there. This is some of the stuff that I can appreciate when it comes to storyline, guys. Moments like that need to be had for those that are following along the story, because now we appreciate what the characters are going through a whole lot more. And we understand where they're at mentally and psychologically and all that stuff. So, you know, hopefully, as the expansion goes on, we'll see Anduin get a little bit more of his confidence back and return to his rightful place as King of Stormwind. So there you go. All right, guys, that's I believe that will go ahead and do it for this video. When we return, this time for certain, we will continue on with our main quest line. We will take care of the Nerubians that our main characters have sent us to go take care of. And when you see me on the next one, we will start right back in that area. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.